Rene, good to see you. You just kind of reported earnings, not as a public company, but letting people know what's going on. Total revenue, $746 million, up 28% year on year. But the inventory overhang in the chip business affecting you as well. How does it all net out?
We had a really good quarter, John. We were very, very pleased with our results. Our partner shipped a record 8 billion chips in the quarter, which was an all-time high. And I think that really speaks to the diversification we've had in our business over the last number of years. We were largely associated with smartphones previously, but right now we've diversified greatly into the cloud, into automotive, and IoT. So we've really fared quite well.
So I hear a lot of the similar positioning from Qualcomm, which is diversifying into industrial IoT, manufacturing, automotive, not just smartphones. That's still a big part of the business, though. And over the past couple of decades, ARM has tended to be smart about doubling down on areas like graphics chips, on areas like servers where you think you can have unique designs that make a difference. What are you focused on now for that kind of value add where you think you can get more revenue, more profit dollars? How much are you investing, for example? We've been talking a lot about it today in AI.
Well, the DNA of the company is really around power efficiency. And if you think about how the company was born into smartphones, that kind of sensibility really served us well. Fast forward into the data center and EVs, power efficiency becomes increasingly critical because more and more of these compute workloads demand more and more compute power. In the data center, you've got a fixed number of kilowatt hours and kilowatt space. You've got also in an EV a limited amount of energy, which really lends itself well to an efficient architecture, which is where we fit in. So areas such as the cloud, automotive are great for us. And now with these AI workloads that we've been talking about this morning, it's even more opportunity. These large language models require huge compute capabilities, which need to run on very power efficient architectures, which is what we do.
Rene, good morning. It's Deirdre. So ARM, of course, occupies a really unique space in the chip industry, but an up-and-comer that more folks are talking about is a company called RISC-V that helps also companies design their own chips. It's open source, though, unlike ARM, and that eliminates the need for licensing fees. Some argue that that makes it cheaper and faster. How are you thinking about that competition and making sure that they don't eventually eat your lunch, especially in some of the newer spaces that you want to diversify into?
The real strength of any computer architecture is the software investment. For example, in the cloud, we've been at it for now about 10 years or so. Finally, we have all the distribution models ready, all the software ready, and now ARM is in every major data center in the planet. That took a long time. There's a huge software investment that's required with any architecture. There's been over 1.5 billion developer hours. We did some estimates our team did in terms of the investment on ARM. And we're going to keep investing there. That is really where all the energy needs to go in any new computer architecture. So I think we're very well positioned there, and we'll continue to invest in the developer ecosystem.
Rene, what are you doing with headcount and balancing, fueling growth, especially as you want to remain IPO ready with also controlling costs?
Yeah, so as you've been talking about this morning, particularly with these large language models, ChatGPT, et cetera, the need for compute is insatiable, and we need more and more engineers to fulfill those needs. So we are hiring. We're being very careful, as you said, as we're preparing for an IPO. We are fully committed to making that happen this year in 2023, and plans are well underway. So we need to balance that with hiring and making sure that we're able to capture the long-term opportunity, which we're most excited about. So we are hiring, but we're being very careful about it.
Well, that's going to be a big public offering, and there are a lot of people, a lot of investors in the market looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Rene Haas, looking forward to seeing you a lot more in 2023.